Hello everyone, this is Sergio Saia and you are listening to Real Estate Reality. I am the broker owner of the executive group Realty. I'm also an investor and I'm a builder. And on today's show we're going to talk about getting your house ready for spring and getting you, the buyer, ready to buy. Not an easy thing on Long Island, not at all. So last week we spoke about, and that is, we're talking about geographical relocation out of state and the do's and don'ts of making a move like that, which is very stressful as it is in selling houses. When you're selling your house, it's very emotional, it's very stressful. I remember stories that I've heard from people about the emotional impact of selling a house, and not a lot of people realize that. Anyway, so what's important for a seller is to get the house ready for spring. Okay, the spring market is unbelievable. It already started. It actually never really stopped, but the spring market is usually the springboard to the summer market, and we are seeing prices that are really more like the summer market than anything else. On Long Island in Suffolk County, it used to be pretty affordable to buy a house, and now Western Suffolk is very difficult. People are moving further and further out east because that is where the most affordable houses are. It doesn't mean that they are in the greatest shape, that doesn't mean that they're in the greatest location, but that's where people are looking to really move to so that they can afford a house. So generally it used to be around 400,000, 500,000. But today, if you list your home at $400,000, especially with a broker who knows how to price the house and market it the right way, you're going to wind up with about 600, 625. It is incredible. The minute that you list a house at 400, 450, 500 even, you're going to have 20, 30 people out the door, outside, lining up all the way from the front door all the way into the street, sometimes down the street. I've seen it when one of my agents listed a house in Stony Brook, and she had a line out the door. Thank God I came by and helped out a little bit because they were being overrun, and they had 4 people at that open house. But the lines outside were incredible. She wound up selling that house for over $150,000. It wasn't a $1 million house either. $150,000 over list price. So anybody want to guess what the value of homes are here in Suffolk County? So the Long Island Board of Realtors, I checked with them today, and their average price is above $575,000. The average price is above $575,000, folks. And you know what? It's no better in Nassau County. In Nassau County, it's a little bit more expensive. And checking again with the Long Island Board of Realtors and their website, I noticed that homes that are selling in the listing in the $500,000, $600,000 are selling in the sevens. Folks, in the sevens. We're not talking about mansions. We're talking about 4-bedroom capes in Massapequa, 4-bedroom capes in Hicksville, Levittown. And according to the Long Island Board of Realtors, the average price for a home in Nassau County is above $700,000. $700,000 for a 4-bedroom cape with nothing in it, just regular cape, nothing, no frills, nothing. Not a luxury home at all. $700,000 in Nassau County. And I guess that's because it's so close to the city, and people that are commuting, they're hopping in on the train like New Hyde Park, can't touch it, and you're in the city within half an hour maybe. So let's talk about the sellers. What do you need to do to get your house the top dollar that you want? Now, you want top dollar for your house, don't you? So listen to me and listen to what I'm going to say to you. So when you're preparing a house for sale, you have to think of a couple of things. The first thing that you have to think about is you have to think about the exterior. So the exterior is the curb appeal. So the curb appeal of a home is very important because that is what a homeowner sees when they drive up to the house. They stop in front of the house, possibly across the street, walk across, and what do they see? They see the curb appeal of the house. What does this house have that attracts me, that appeals to me, right? So you want to make sure that your lawn is cut, that the leaves are blown. There's no garbage on your lawn. You know, like how in March and early April it's very windy. Well, a lot of times that wind brings debris onto your yard. Let's clean it up. Boxes, papers, plastic bags. Let's clean it up. Let's get everything off the lawn. Make sure that the lawn is clean and raked. The garbage bins. I see tons of people leaving their garbage bins broken and dented and ugly. You know, some people spray their numbers on the garbage bins. Make sure that those are stored away so that they're out of the way people's eyes, right? If you have aluminum siding or vinyl siding, make sure that there's no mildew or dirt on it. Have it power washed. Make sure that you have a nice appearance. If you have shades, you know, like the shutters, not the shades, the shutters, make sure that they're painted and clean. The windows, no cracked windows, folks. Come on. Keep the windows nice and clean. If they're not brand new, it's okay. They need to be cleaned, though. Make sure that they appeal to somebody. So what else? The walkways. You know, a lot of times people have kids and the kids leave the bikes in the pathway that, you know, you're walking towards the house. Make sure that that's clear and, you know, the beds are turned. You know, the stoops, if they're made of cement and they're beginning to flake off, the paint is beginning to flake off, buy a gallon of that gray paint. Paint your stoop, make it look nice. If your handrails are rusted and corroded and you know, gritty, just sand them and paint them again. Make it look nice. The backyard, right? So we're talking about the outside. People, once they come in through the front door, they look at the inside of the house, and what do? They go outside the door. They go outside the back door. Why? Because people want to be, they want to have company, right? They want to have people come over their house. They want to see the backyard. They want to make sure that the backyard is big enough for what? A dog maybe, a pool, a cabana, maybe a patio or a deck, maybe for games, for volleyball, bocce court. I don't know if that's making a comeback or not, but you want the backyard to look good. If you have beds in the backyard, make sure those are nice and clean. These are things that really don't cost money, that add value to your home. And sometimes people think, well, I need to get $1 return. You're not necessarily going to get $1 return for all these things that you do, but if your house looks nice, it might sell a lot faster. What does that mean? It means less mortgage payments for you. It means less taxes, less maintenance for you. So what does that actually mean? It means more money in your pocket, right? Okay, so we've covered the outside. Everything's got to be neat, painted, clean, costs maybe a couple of $100. It cracks me up that when people are selling a car, they vacuum it, they wax it. But when they're selling their home, sometimes they don't really do these things, and it winds up costing them money. Don't lose money, okay? So now let's talk about the inside. What do you need to do on the inside of the house? So one of the things that buyers do not want, and realtors do not want either, is when we walk into the house, we don't want to be slapped in the face with an odor, with an unpleasant odor, right? So pet odors, cats especially, oh my God, dogs, the dander, the hair, all of that stuff needs to be cleaned up. You don't want to have any pet odors in the house because that's going to impact the sale of your house. It's going to turn off so many people. The other thing that's going to turn off so many people are the ethnic smells of a house. Now, I'm Italian. I love to cook with garlic and onions. Okay? The house smells great. My daughter comes out, Dad, what are you cooking? It smells great. My wife, the same thing, right? And those are great if you are entertaining guests to have to dinner, but not to have people come in and look at your house when you're trying to sell it. So what do I mean by ethnic odors? I mean garlic. I mean onion. I mean curry. Those smells stick with the house and they linger. They don't go away. So I'm talking to you and I'm telling you, no fried foods, no deep fried foods, nothing that smells heavy, okay? If you have pet odors, make sure that you clean up their litter box. If there are cats, obviously the dogs, their wee-wee pads, make sure that all of that stuff is cleaned up so that the smell goes away. You don't want any bad smells. What you do want are good smells in the house. You might want to bake cookies. You want to maybe put some Febreze down. Not too much, because too much of that smell, sometimes it gets into your nostrils and it's too sharp, right? So you want to have a nice, pleasant, underlying smell so that they walk in and it's nice and fresh and relaxed, okay? So we're coming up to the first half of the show. When we come back, I'm going to tell you more tips on how to get your house ready, and then we'll start talking about the buyers, okay? Come right back.